Once again, welcome to, of course, the Cruising with the Case Handler. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great weekend. I was talking with Adam Handler, the personal injury attorney. Said he ate some chili, and I don't know, he's got fire coming out of places he has never seen before. So, I don't know. He had some chili, he had fire coming out of his mouth, fire coming out of his ears, fire coming out of every orifice of his body. I don't know, Adam. How was the chili, man? Seeing that you're cruising right now. How was the chili this weekend?
I'm so glad that only a few people are listening. Nah, dude, I had a chili. We had a chili cook-off yesterday. 4 couples, 4 chilies, and I'm feeling a chili hangover right now. I guess you can call it
a chili hangover.
But that's what we do. That's what we do on the weekends. We relax. We get together with friends. We enjoy ourselves. We work hard. We play hard. And now we're back to it, a Monday morning, and a lot of work to do. I'm handling some really big cases that are coming up to trial. I don't even know if I told you. I have a passenger that was involved in a railroad accident. A passenger on the Long Island Railroad, and the train crashed when it got into Atlantic Terminal. And she was thrown around, had a surgery. We have a case against the MTA and the Long Island Railroad. That case is coming up to trial sometime this summer. So we've been doing a lot of preparations for the trial over the past couple weeks. And, this is going to be a big year, 2020. These cases come up, and these people are really counting on us to deliver, to make sure that they get that maximum compensation, because like we always say, there are no redos. You get one shot and one shot only to get it right.
Absolutely. And once again, if you're folks, my name is David Squeezaniki, and I'm speaking with the attorney, Adam Handler. He's a personal injury attorney. He's a partner in the firm Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico, and he has sought millions and settled millions of dollars for a lot of people out there that is actually who got hurt. And I'm very happy for what it is that he's doing for a lot of people, not just in the Caribbean community, but beyond the multiple communities. And I need for everyone to understand, when you need a good personal injury attorney, Adam Handler should be that man, okay? He's the case handler. Adam, to be honest with you, as we speak about you as a personal injury attorney and what you have done for so many people, before we speak a little bit on automobile accidents, I never knew how extensive personal injury was until 15 years ago when I met you. And I saw what it is that you, personal injury attorneys, have done for people who truly needed the help. Without personal injury attorneys, you would have a lot of people out there suffering more than they had to. The suffering is already there from the personal injury that they got. So I did not know how extensive it was until approximately 15 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, when I met Adam Handler and what it is that he was doing. He's a third generation attorney, and he knows this business of personal injury inside out. And it is one of the reasons why I, David Squeeze Anarchy, profess Adam Handler, the case handler, every single morning rather, as we cruise with him. So it would behoove me not to let you understand how important it is for every one of us to have not just an attorney, but a personal injury attorney. So Adam, I just want to, once again, as I say every single time I speak with you, commend you for what it is that you've been doing for the communities out there, especially the immigrant community. And I know for a fact that you are the most widely celebrated personal injury attorney, not only on this station, but beyond, but especially on the station. All right. So let's talk a little bit about automobile accidents. What do you want to touch on where automobile accidents are concerned when our people get hurt out there?
Yeah, well, thank you. First of all, I appreciate those words. It means the world to me, and it puts the pressure on me to deliver, which I gladly accept. So thank you for that. Automobile accidents, I think, are important to talk about because they really comprise the majority of most personal injury attorneys' file cabinets. And I don't need to get into huge details about them, because the truth is, if you're ever in any kind of accident, you shouldn't be figuring this out on your own. You should have my number saved. If God forbid you're in that situation, give me a call. But I don't think enough people understand really what the process is. And in New York and New Jersey, when you're in an automobile accident case, and I'm talking about when you're in a car, pedestrians are a little different, but when you're in a car, the car you're in, that insurance is responsible for two things: the medical bills and your time out of work. So a lot of people think, oh, I got into a car accident, I was rear-ended. The car behind me should pay the medical bills. The car behind me should pay my time out of work. The car behind me should pay me for my injury. Well, 1/3 of that is true. They will pay for your injury, but your medical bills and your time out of work are paid for by your vehicle, the vehicle that you are traveling in, whether you own it or not. It's called no fault insurance, right? Regardless of fault, your car pays your medical bills, their car pays their medical bills, and then you can go after each other for the injury case. If you're a pedestrian, obviously you're not in a car. When you're a pedestrian, you're in New York, the vehicle that hits you is responsible for the medical bills, the time out of work, and the pain and suffering. In New Jersey, it's a little different. If you're a pedestrian, if you have car insurance, your car insurance, even if you were walking, your car insurance will pay the medical bills and the time out of work. Now, a lot of people don't understand also that there's something called underinsurance. So let's talk about what underinsurance is. Yeah. So do you know, Squeeze, let me ask you a question. Do you know what's the New York minimum for insurance? When you sign up with either Geico, State Farm, Progressive, Allstate, any of these companies, and you want liability insurance on your car, what's the minimum you are required to have? Do you know?
No, pray tell.
$25,000. That means that if you cause an accident, you cause somebody to have a scratch on their arm, or you cause somebody to have a loss of a limb, and you only have 25,000 of insurance, that is the maximum amount that person can recover from your insurance. Now, of course, they can go after you personally, they can go after your assets, they can go after your home, but the minimum is 25,000. And we get this a lot. People get into car accidents, have serious injuries, and the other vehicle that caused the accident has the minimum insurance. And that's pretty much the maximum they can recover, unless you have what's called underinsurance. And every driver out there should really look at their insurance policy to see what is your underinsurance, what is your supplemental insurance policy. Because if you have additional insurance on your end, that could make up the difference if somebody has the minimum insurance. So for example, if God forbid I'm in an accident and I'm hit by some turkey that has only $25,000 and I have serious injuries, I can collect $25,000 from that vehicle and then go after my own insurance for the supplemental insurance I purchased. So it's really important that people out there understand how this works, because car accidents are very, very common. In fact, there's a statistic I read that every day in New York City, there's over 2,000 car accidents. 2,000 car accidents, depending on severity. Some could be a fender bender at a traffic light. Some could be a side scrape, driving down the street, hitting a parked car. Some could be catastrophic injuries involving death and loss of limbs and permanent injuries. So it's important that people understand out there how it works and also what your coverages are. If you're driving a vehicle, I know nobody likes to pay for insurance. It's probably one of the least fun things you can do with your money. But I've seen it many times. If you don't have the proper coverages, you and your family, regardless of who your attorney is, could be an absolute victim twice by not having the access to the maximum compensation. I can only get you what the insurance is out there. And if the insurance out there is low, unfortunately, that's the best that any lawyer will be able to do.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I am speaking with Adam Handler. We're cruising with the case handler. We do that each and every single weekday morning, a little bit after 8 o'clock. So make sure you set your notifications, set your alarms, and also, of course, follow us on Facebook, The Case Handler, and also, of course, on Instagram, The Case Handler. And for me, you can follow me on Facebook or Instagram, David Anarchy or David Squeeze Anarchy. Please do so. And what's important here, based on what Adam just said, ladies and gentlemen, is that you save his number. I've always said it, you're not going to wake up necessarily and get into an automobile accident or a slip and fall or a medical malpractice or construction accidents. I think I got to look at the camera here. I'm looking at the wrong one. All right. But you never know when it's going to happen. And I want for everyone, it's a beautiful day on the outside because we're alive. That's how I look at it, regardless of the weather. I want for every single person to actually store the phone number of this man, the case handler, Adam Handler. I seriously want all my nurses out there, all my doctors, all my plumbers, okay, all the store owners out there, all the construction workers, regardless of who you are. Even if you're out of status, you don't have a green card. As long as you're a human being and you're in this country, you need to store the number for Adam Handler, all right? You need to seek compensation if you ever get hurt. So let me say to you, let me implore you to store this number right now. How do you store the number? Well, you got to prove to Adam and Squeeze that you are actually storing the number, and we love you. So we want to make sure you're getting the number. So prove to us that you're doing that by dialing the number I'm about to give, let it ring 20 seconds, and then you hang up and store the number. Well, unless you need help immediately. The number to call right now for Adam Handler, the case handler, is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529 or 844 PPID law. That's 844 P as in Peter, P as in Paul, I as in ink, D as in David, law. 844 PPID LAW. That's 844. I'll let you do it a little bit slow. I want to see you calling 774-3529. It's a beautiful Monday. This is not a tape. This is not Adam and Squeeze in retrospect with Cruising with a Case Handler. We are alive, and we are live on the radio, on Facebook. We're all over the place. And once again, you have a small fender bender. Make sure that you get Adam Handler. Now, Adam, you know what's so bizarre, man? I was with a beautiful, beautiful, stunning woman over the weekend. All right.
No, you?
And she runs a massive, let's say, skincare company. All right. Don't want to put specifically a massive one. And she has offices in Brooklyn. And one of her workers, beautiful young woman, man, I can't get off of that part. All right. And she has an employee that was on her way to work. And there was this, these big orange barriers that's in the road that they used to sit. You know what I'm talking about, right? And this woman fell over the barrier, okay, and fell on her right arm. Anyway, she got up, she kept walking and went to work. Then she called the lady that owns the business, the one I'm telling you about, and said, I believe something is wrong with my arm. I'm going to go to the hospital. She went to the hospital. Lo and behold, her arm's broken. She went back a few weeks ago to get that thing that they put on the arm taken off. And now they're saying we're going to have to operate and put some metal rods in your arm. Now,
oh, wow.
Is there a recourse, seeing that she went back to the scene? Okay, because this lady I'm telling you about listens to us and told her, hey, I listened to Squeeze and Adam on the radio, and you should have actually gone to the hospital immediately, should have taken pictures of the scene. Now she went back, the barrier is gone. Does she have any recourse?
Yeah. I mean, listen, she does. Just because the instrument of injury is gone now doesn't mean it didn't happen. And usually those things are set up by the city of New York or the Department of Transportation or a contractor doing work. But it's always best to be able to report. It's always best to be able to place yourself at the scene of the accident and the accident occurring as you said it did. For example, we get a lot of calls like that people get in, usually happens on the street, trip and fall injuries, slip and fall injuries, or somebody gets hurt on something that's on the road that shouldn't be there. And they don't really think that anything's wrong, and they hobble home or they take a cab home, and they get home and they realize that they're injured and they go to the hospital. And listen, those are cases that can be won, but you certainly have a better chance of success if you are being picked up at the scene by EMS, or if the police are there to document, how you fell or what happened. For example, a lady called me the other day and said she tripped and fell on uneven sidewalk. She fell face first. She broke her teeth. She was bleeding, and she right, smart, what's the word I'm using? Intelligently took pictures immediately. She was in pain, but she took pictures. And not only did she take pictures of the defect, but the blood was on the sidewalk. So we actually have pictures of her blood on the sidewalk. So how can anybody ever dispute that she was there and that she got hurt in that exact spot? I mean, it's very convenient for people to, say, oh, look at that dangerous thing on the sidewalk, and 2 weeks later say, oh, I got hurt there. But being able to prove the case is everything. Again, I said, it doesn't matter who your lawyer is. If the insurance is a certain amount, that's pretty much all you can get. But at the same token, it doesn't matter who your lawyer is. If you can't prove your case, now a good lawyer is going to help you do that. But if you can't prove that the accident happened, where it happened, and how it happened, you said it occurred, there's really not much anybody can do. So it's so important that if you're ever in any kind of accident, an automobile accident, a trip and fall accident, a workplace accident, to the best of your ability, get help, report the accident, take photographs, something to show that you were actually at the place where the injury occurred. It's so important.
Absolutely. Once again, folks, Adam Handler, Cruising with the Case Handler. That's the name of the show. Follow us on Facebook, The Case Handler, and also on Instagram. And do follow myself, David Squeeze Anarchy, on Facebook, David Anarchy on Instagram. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to conclude. Do remember, and hopefully what you will take away from this, and I know my culture, okay? We tend to think that nothing is going to happen to us. We're invincible. We're golden. That's not true. TIHS happens. Spell it forward. All right. TIHS happens. All right. You know what that is? Spell it the other way. Okay. It happens.
I was just at a chili cook-off. What do you?
The chili cook-off will cause the TIHS. All right.
Yeah.
Yes. But ladies and gentlemen, with all of this said, it's good that we can laugh now, but when we get injured, it's not a laughing matter. And that's the reason why I go with the case handler. And I'm saying to you all, go with the case handler. Do yourself a favor, do myself a favor, and do him a favor by you actually dialing the number and storing it right now. You can do that, ladies and gentlemen. Do it right now. We're both getting off of Facebook and the radio. We're gonna go check to see how many people call. And we're very thankful for you calling, because we genuinely want to help you. You only get one chance, ladies and gentlemen, only one chance. You can't go back and sue afterwards, where your injury is concerned, because you feel you did not get enough. And that's the reason why I go with the man, in my opinion, who I believe will get the maximum compensation for you. And he has settled millions of dollars for people. So right now, dial this number. We're getting off. We're going to go take some calls. At least call him and say, hey, Adam, I'm very happy that you're on the radio. I'm very happy that you're consistently on the radio. I'm very happy that I'm hearing what you're doing for the immigrant community and beyond. Call this number now. Let it ring 20 seconds. That's how we will know that you're actually storing the number of a solid attorney, a good attorney, Adam Handler, the personal injury attorney, the case handler. The number is 844. Come on, dial the number. I know you're driving. Pull over. All right. 774 3529. Don't try to dial while you're driving, by the way. All right. 844 774 3529. That's 844 774 3529. Thank me later. Invite me to dinner. Okay. And we will take care of you. Thank you so much for turning the camera sideways, Adam.
I don't know. Listen, I can't. I don't know. I got to drive. I got to focus on the driving. This show business is not for everybody, man.
There you go.
But you know what? It's
Just keep
important
your eyes on the road and talk. That's all you got to do.
It's important we keep the word out. Listen, you are a businessman. You're one of the smartest, most driven businessmen I've ever met in my life. And I'm telling you right now, I'm about to say the stupidest thing that any businessman is ever going to say. I hope you never call me. Ladies and gentlemen out there, I hope you never have to redial those numbers again. I want you to dial it once, keep in your phone. I hope you never have to dial it again, because if you've dialed it, that means something's gone terribly wrong. But God forbid something has gone terribly wrong. I truly hope that you know that there's going to be an attorney out there that is going to unleash fire and fury to make sure that you and your family are taken care of.
Well said, well put, articulate, on point. Pollock, Isaac, and the Seco, the case handler, Adam Handler. He's the man. Make sure you call him right now. We're getting off. We're going to go take some calls from you. 1-800-774-3529. That's 1-800-774-3529. Adam, I'm very happy that we're back together on the radio, on social media platforms. I'm very happy that we're extending and expanding. By the way, folks, look out for an email that we're going to be sending to all of you this week about the show. Going to send you a couple of the shows so that you can actually share them with your friends. But remember, you can go to Facebook and share them also. But share the number. Dial it now. Let it ring 20 seconds. We want to speak with you. 844-774-3529. You have questions about personal injury? Call Adam right now. You can answer some questions for you. Many of you have had accidents in the past. Okay. Maybe you think the statute of limitations have ran out. Just give him a call. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Tomorrow we'll speak more on statute of limitations. We'll speak more on construction accidents. A lot of the immigrant community out there working in the construction industry. We want to speak about that. So make sure you call us now. 844-774-3529. And some of you who are disappearing this week, we want to say happy Valentine's to you in advance. All right. So make sure you make that link, 844-774-3529. We must remind you that prior results do not guarantee similar outcome. And this has been an attorney advertisement brought to you by the law firm of Pollock, Isaac, and the Seco. Adam Handler, he's the case handler. Make sure you join us on Cruising with the Case Handler every weekday morning, a little bit after 8 o'clock. We're here on Facebook and on this radio station. Thank you so much, Adam. Looking forward to speaking with you again very soon, man.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you so much.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.